What's up YouTube, and welcome back to another medieval dynasty guide. Today I wanted to take some time to share with you some of the best locations to build a village, so I will start with what to keep in mind and then show some actual locations. If you find this video helpful in any way and would like to show your support, drop a like and hit that subscribe button to help reach our goal of 10,000 amazing subscribers. Now let's get started. Alright, so as many of you may be aware, choosing the best location for your tribe or village can be a very difficult decision. I myself have moved twice already and finally found the perfect spot for myself, but I will admit any type of quote-unquote moving can be such a hassle and will require you to entirely rebuild your village. Therefore, hopefully this advice will help. Now, our first suggestion is build your village next to a body of water. Having your village next to a decent sized body of water will be important for having water, of course, but also for fishing and fishing nets, which can be the main source of your nutrition. Straw that is used for making clothing or buildings is also found on the edge of the rivers and lakes as well. Now, I would suspect that future DLCs and more in-game mechanics added will require more use of water, so you definitely want to make sure that you start building near it for now. Alright, moving on to the next suggestion, and that is build your village next to another village and not too far away. Now, you may want to be totally independent, but if anyone who has put a few hours in already, traveling can be a very long and frustrating experience from constantly running out of stamina. At first, you will be getting your buildings put up, maybe start growing some vegetables, but will rely heavily on the traders in some of the villages. Rather than run across the entire map because you determined that you need to isolate your village away from others, you're then going to need to run all the way across the map just to get items like manure or a scythe for your flax. However, if you built your village next to another one, you could just walk right up the road and then be right there. Now, this does get tricky, of course, because you still need room for expanding, but cannot build too close to another village, so keep that in mind. Another tip is make sure that you have enough room for expansion. So as we stated earlier, having room for expansion is very important, so do not underestimate it. There are a ton of buildings that you will need to put up, such as a hunting lodge, a sewing station, or storage. You need to ensure that you have enough room for expansion, but also have some room down the road for buildings that developers may add to the game. A rule of thumb I would follow is if you can't put 12 buildings in a crop field down, then chances are you will run out of room in that specific location. Alright, moving on to building near a forest. Resources are everything in medieval dynasty, therefore building next to a decent sized forest will help with continuously adding buildings, having sticks and logs available, and much more. Not to mention, most of the forest will have animals in them for hunting, which makes gathering meat very easy. Once you progress a little further, you will be able to put a mine shaft and wood chopping station down somewhere, and you definitely don't want these too far from your village, especially if you're trying to carry logs back and forth. Alright, next, now I did already mention this, but make sure that you build your village next to somewhere where there is easy hunting. This is going to be very important, but you need to make sure that your village is near an area that either has bison, boars, bears, or foxes and rabbits. These will be easy hunting, and thus you won't go hungry through the winter as you try to get your village situation together. Now, last but not least is flat terrain. I easily made this mistake when first starting, so I'm sure others have as well, but I built my settlement on a hill and it became a huge pain moving forward. Since the terrain was uneven, I was not able to place any buildings on it other than my house, and overall it just wasn't ideal. Find a nice open area that can fit a small mall there, and that is probably for the most part the best location for you. Alright, so now that we have gone through a couple of tips and suggestions for the best location, let's show 3 great locations I have found so far. Of course, you don't need to choose any one of these, but they are good options if you're still unsure. Alright, number 1, that's going to be my current location. So this is a great location to start. It has multiple roads on each side, plenty of water, and a bridge right in front of it. Running south a few seconds and you have easy access to a village for traders, and then to the east you have Gustovia, which is where you pay your taxes. There are plenty of trees nearby for building and a few deer, foxes, and rabbits within a few yards from the settlement. Moving on to location number 2, now the second location is not too far from the first, but offers the lake, an island, a river, and multiple walking paths. It has plenty of open area as well, which is great for expansion. Now, if for some reason in the future we can build bridges, having a bridge to the island itself would be very cool, but who knows, maybe they might add that, maybe they might not. The area itself is flat just like we want and is not too far from Gustovia. The last location is a bit different but takes you up into the mountains a little bit. It is located right next to a decent sized lake and path that takes you to Hornica. For those that do not know, Hornica is similar to Gustovia in regards to its traders who trade everything from seeds to iron tools and food and more. Also, this location is one of the few that has almost every single hunting animal nearby. This includes everything except bears, which are a little bit more west, but nonetheless, it makes for a great area to hunt and to set up your traps. Alright everyone, so those are some of the best locations to build a village. If a good location was not listed here, leave it in the comments and of course let us know. I do hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, leave a like and subscribe to help reach our goal of 10,000 subscribers, and of course because we have plenty more guides coming for Medieval Dynasty, so be on the lookout for those. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.